Alrighty, it is that time again. Very, very fortunate because this month I get to go for a little bit of redemption. This is the second Arena Open for the month of August. It's, I guess, the end of August. And if we do well over the course of this weekend, I can win up to $2,000. Now, in the last Arena Open, we 4-0'd that first draft and then did poorly in the second one. But now that I learn, I probably shouldn't draft blue-white all that often. But right now, we are in day one, meaning that I need to open a sealed deck, get to 7 wins before I get to 3 losses, and then I make it into day 2. I do a first draft where I would need at least 3 wins out of the first 4. If I then make it into the second draft, I need to pick up 4 wins, and then I can potentially win $2,000. Now, before I open up this pool, I did want to say that this video is brought to you by tcgplayer.com. Go to tcgplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. If you want to purchase anything through the website, make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below. Additionally, you should check out the Edge video series, which is the highest quality educational video out there offered by TCG Player and Channel Fireball. There are 3 seasons that are already out, and then the new upcoming season is hosted by Reed Duke and is about Modern. So if you really do want to up your Magic game, make sure you check out the Edge video series. The link is channelfireball.com/edge. Additionally, this video is brought to you by heavyplay.com. Go to heavyplay.com for all your Magic the Gathering product needs. If you need playmats, deck boxes, sleeves, dice boxes, etc., there's a lot more. Make sure you check them out. Heavyplay.com/paulcheon will get you 10% off your first order. All right, sealed deck time. Let's open some rares. I don't want Fox Jace, but let's open these packs. And we got some cards. Nothing completely insane. The blue cards are okay. Dowerport Mage can be fine. Scrap Shooter is also fine. Darkstar Augur, if I'm an aggressive deck, I think is fine. The best cards are the white cards in the Caretaker's Talent. Hopefully we have a lot of things to do with tokens. And then Season of the Burrow. Now these two are obviously an incredible combo because I can just make 5 rabbits and then have them all be 3/3s, which is really, really great. So hopefully, I'd be surprised if we don't end up in white based on what we have here, but let's go kind of sort through the rest of the cards here and see kind of where things look. All right, kind of going over the white stuff. I'm just going to put all the cards that I think are playable. We have an Intrepid Rabbit, which is nice. Strike Force is okay. Not quite as deep as I'd like, but we do have a Carrot Cake, a Feather of Flight, Double Worn Elder, Season of the Burrow, and then Caretaker's Talent with a Rabbit. So I do think white is fine. And we have Crumb and Get It, which is a great combat trick. One note is we don't have any removal in white, so we would like to potentially pair this with a color that has removal. Taking a look at blue, we have Dowerport Mage. Gossip's Talent, I only really like in blue-green. Finch Formation, I'm not the biggest fan of. But blue doesn't seem especially strong. Going into black, Ravine Raider I like specifically in black-red, so if I go black-white, I'm probably not going to play it. Agate Blade Assassin is fine in black-white, but here's the good stuff. We have Savor, Consumed by Greed, Darkstar Augur, and Nocturnal Hunger, and Glide Dive Duo, all of which I think are great. And then I also believe a card like Thornplate Intimidator, while just fine in normal draft, I do think it's much better in sealed deck, just because I think sealed deck is a lot slower, and given that, I think a card like Intimidator gets better. Taking a look at our red cards, we have Brazen Collector, Brew, Charger, Take Out the Trash, couple of Agate Blade Assaults, very medium, extremely unlikely to play the red. And then green, usually one of the deeper colors. Let's see what we have here. We have a Cash Grab, a Baker's Bane Duo, 3-Tree Scribe, Druid of the Spade if we do end up with doing the green-white tokens thing, Honor Dray Leader if we are looking to do the black-green squirrels food thing, but I didn't see that many squirrels, so I don't think that's what we're doing. Green just looks okay. And then there's some decent black-white cards. So I see a Starseer Mentor, a Star Charter, and then a Moonrise Cleric also as good black-white cards. I'm not even going to put the Stormcatch Mentor in my pool, despite getting a trophy with the blue-red deck. Wandertail Mentor is cool. Beauregard Mentor, Lily Splash Mentor, all great. A double Uncharted Haven I absolutely love because that gives us the flexibility to potentially splash. Bumbleflower Sharepot, if my removal situation is terrible, I'll play it. And then Barkform Harvester in the Grotto. Okay, now I'm going to clean this all up through the power of editing magic. Alrighty, this is what we got. Blue, I am just going to remove immediately. There's not even something I really want to splash, so I'm just going to cut out all the blue cards. Lily Splash Mentor is certainly something we could splash. Taking a look, the black-white cards gives us Moonrise Cleric and also Starseer Mentor. There's Seapod Squire, but I'm not a big fan of that card in general, but, you know, in a pinch, it's something you can play. I was also not very impressed with the red. We have a Take Out the Trash, double Agate Assault, but this just seems worse than the black, which gives us Darkstar Augur in the right deck, which I think can be really nice to go with the Savor and Nocturnal Hunger and Consumed by Greed. And even early in winter, especially in Sealed because it's slower, can be fine. So I think I'm going to cut the red as well. And then if I cut the red, then I'm cutting the Mentor. And then now we have basically the choice, because I think for sure we're playing white, right? Given that we have Season of the Burrow, Carrot Cake, Double Warren Elder, Caretaker's Talent, Intrepid Rabbit. I think it's, do we want to go black-white or do we want to go green-white? And particularly with the cards that, you know, when you do look at cards like Warren Elder and Rabbit Response, you want cards that potentially let you go wide. And surprisingly, the green cards, there are no real cards that let you go wide. It's just Scrap Shooter, which is a pretty fine card. Hazard Root Herbalist is pretty nice to combo with all the tokens. And then we also have Beauregard Mentor. Now, this card is fantastic and one of the reasons to want to go into the green-white color combination. But looking at the rest, like if we go green-white, like certainly Honor Dray Leader is not a card that makes it in. Heaped Harvest also doesn't look like a card that would be particularly good in the green-white deck. And if you're not making that much food, then the Treetop Sentries is also not very good. So then we just keep losing out on cards. Now, this collection of cards is fine, but noting that we are really, really light on removal. By playing green-white, all we have is a Polywallop and potentially an Early Winter and a Nocturnal Hunger on the splash if we wanted to splash for removal. So that is one thing that we can do. If we do that, that does give us access to the Mentor. I think this is unlikely to be the color combination that we go with, but for the sake of everything, I am going to lay out the green-white deck here, and then we can see what that deck actually ends up looking like here by just removing all of this and then just taking a look, right? Green does give us access to, oh shoot, our curve is actually fantastic. So this is a green-white deck. Probably don't want to play the Grotto, and it would look like something like this. And I will say that the nice thing about this particular deck is it curves out very, very well, and you can kind of beat people down. Noting that the Star Charter doesn't do that much because we only have, it looks like Baker's Bane Duo and Carrot Cake as ways to gain life. So there is that. So maybe this card isn't particularly great. There's also Druid of the Spade, which, again, we don't have that many tokens. We have Baker's Bane Duo, Intrepid Rabbit, and Rush Shield Rampager, and Carrot Cake. That's 4. So I suppose that's kind of just good enough. So yeah, it's not crazy to consider green-white. Looking at this deck, we have a decent curve. Now, the green isn't particularly overly powerful. It just gives us access to 3 really solid 2-mana creatures, and then Scrap Shooter, which is really solid. And then, but it's nothing fantastic, and we're really light on removal. So that's my biggest concern with this color combination. The deck looks totally fine, but I just feel like the lack of removal is going to hurt us. So I don't know that I'm going to do this. Now, I'm going to lay out the black-white deck. If it looks really bad, then we will have to move. We will have to just do something else. Like I said before, there is also the option if I do go green-white. Like Bravekin Duo is pretty bad in this deck, it looks like. And I could splash removal if I really wanted to. And if that was the case, then I could splash the Nocturnal Hunger, possibly Darkstar Augur, but maybe not. No, but Nocturnal Hunger at least will get splashed. Potentially even also an Early Winter if that's where we feel like we need to be. Additionally, we can also just go with the Bumbleflower Share Pot as a one-of, because this is a way to create a token for some of the token relevant cards that we have, while also acting as a removal effect, right? Oh, and this definitely plays the Oaken Hollow Village. So the deck would look something like this. Green-white, splashing removal is an option. Now let's lay out the black-white deck, which looks better to me. All right, so this is what we have. And let me tell you, this looks way, way better. Not only do we get We get Consumed by Greed, which is premium. Nocturnal Hunger is great. Savor, also great. We have a Borderline Bomb in Darkstar Augur. This deck gives us some ways to gain life. And so the Darkstar Augur is also quite nice. And then we have some decent top-end cards here in the Glide Dive Duo and the Starseer Mentor. And like I mentioned, the Thornplate Intimidator is also a really good late-game card. Noting that this also makes tokens, which does work with Caretaker's Talent in the extreme late game. So, like I said, I'm a pretty big fan of this card in Sealed, just because you do get to the late game in a lot of instances, and then just playing this out does give you some reach that you might need to help close out games. Taking a look at this deck, I mean, this is what, a 41 card deck. It looks very, very solid. We have 5 2-mana creatures, if you include Carrot Cake, along with Savor, which gives us 6 2-mana plays. And the question really becomes, do we like Scrap Shooter and Burrow Guard Mentor, or do we prefer having the interactive stuff by playing the black cards? And I will still play the early winter, noting that Darkstar Augur, not insane in this deck because I do have a lot of 5-drops here, but I do feel like these 5-drops are definitely worth playing. So if there is a card that I'm cutting here, it's probably either the Seasoned Warren Guard or the Rabbit Response. With the Rabbit Response, I don't have too many ways to go wide outside of the Season of the Burrow, right? So we have Carrot Cake, Intrepid Rabbit, I guess Stormplate Intimidator in some way, but then I just feel like this is kind of an expensive combat trick, and we also I think we have too many spells. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spells, and then this would be number 8. So, but I think it's the Rabbit Response here, because I already have a couple of cards that are pretty good with us trying to go wide in the Warren Elder. And I do think I prefer just having the 2 Warren Elders here instead of playing something like a Rabbit Response. Now, you could say, perhaps maybe I should play Rabbit Response over Early Winter, and that is something that I think I can potentially get behind. I don't really want to play any of these other cards. I don't have enough life gain effects for Starlit Soothsayer to be great. The other option would be to potentially go with a Bumbleflower Sharepot over the Early Winter, because the Bumbleflower Sharepot generates a food token, which goes well with the Caretaker's Talent. It gains us some life with the Augur. It gains us some life with the Star Charter and the Starseer Mentor, and still gives us something to kill a permanent. So I could see that being a thing potentially. I don't think this card's great, but maybe we have enough synergies where we want to play the Sharepot over the Early Winter. Actually, I'm going to go for it. Call me crazy, but I'm going to do it only because it keeps our curve a little bit lower too. We already have some synergies, but keeping our curve lower also seems quite nice. And then, you know, we do have the Caretaker's Talent and the Seasoned Warren Guard. It's also a catch-all slow way to kill something. So I'm going to try this over the Early Winter. Let me know what you think. But this is the deck that I'm going to go with. Do I want to play the Grotto here? 14 and 10. With double Uncharted Haven, I think the Surveil is pretty fine to play, and I think our mana can get away with it. So yeah, let's go ahead and play it. All right. Now, before round 1 starts, it's going to start very soon. I did want to say, if you've enjoyed all of this content and wanted to support the channel, my Patreon is the best way to do so. It's patreon.com/paulcheon. And I do want to give a special shout out to all the patrons. Thank you so much for all of your support. All right. This is the hand here. It's pretty slow. We're on the draw, but we do have an Uncharted Haven and a Swamp. And this Caretaker's Talent, combos with the Bumbleflower Sharepot. So I will choose not to play the Sharepot here on turn 2 so that I can try to draw a card here with the Caretaker's Talent. Definitely need land number 3. This hand doesn't do very much. But it's sealed deck. We're fine, right? Oh, I would love a Grotto off the top. Oh, a second Haven. Okay, so we're going to name white here on the Uncharted Haven. And then this Uncharted Haven probably should name black, just because we have Consumed by Greed. We have Season of the Burrow, but that's a 5-drop, so. All right, our opponent on a red-green deck with a Roughshod Duo. And we did find Caretaker's Talent, so this is really interesting. What do I want to do? I can play Shrike Force just to offer the trade right now. I don't want to use Nocturnal Hunger on Roughshod Duo, that's the thing. Alright, let's play the Grotto to see what's available. I don't think I want a Jolly Gerbils, and yeah, I'm just gonna play out a creature for now. Just to try to block and save my removal for something later on. Now, if they use a way to, if they kill my Strike Force or use a combat trick, so be it. But just trying to be conservative with the removal that I have. Red-green's gonna have a lot of good 4 mana plus creatures, so. Now I wish I named white so I can go with Caretaker's Talent plus activate. Although I guess I don't want to activate until I play the Sherepot anyways. Curious Forager? Sunshower Druid? Okay. Where does the counter go? Oh, I see. Okay. Well, we're taking that damage. Alright. So, probably going to use Nocturnal Hunger here on Roughshod Druid. Let's attack. And I don't want to lose more life, so and I don't want them to get a trigger here. So I'm going to give them a food and kill the Roughshod duo here. Should have left up a Plains. I need to play a little bit tighter here. Leave up Crumb and get it. It looks like a fight spell of some kind. And they gave me a fish. Man, if only I had a Caretaker's Talent in play, huh? Corpseberry Cultivator. Alright, so they're trying to beat me down here. If I can draw a land, I can just run out the Starseer Mentor, and that would be able to block. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think it's better than just running out Glide Dive Duo. Let's just play. They only have 1 card left in hand, so we're just going to play the numbers here and hope that they don't have a way to attack through the Mentor. If they attack, this is obviously terrifying. Ah, man. I mean, I got a block. So. If it's a removal spell, that's fine. Yeah, that's totally fine. Okay. It could have been a much worse. It was a 2-for-1, right? So we can't complain too much, given that fact. We're at 8 life. They have 4 cards in yard, so this will be a 4-5. So it looks like I'm probably going to go for a chump block here. So I'm going to just get Caretaker's Talent going here, make a bunch of food. Or rather, I'm going to draw a card here. And then a chump with this fish. Draw a card. All right. Ooh, and we drew Carrot Cake, so lots of ways to survive. And then next turn, we can play Carrot Cake, tick up the Caretaker's Talent, and then make another token if we want. Or wait on it, actually. Because we're going to draw a card off this Carrot Cake anyways. Also, if we think this... Like, if they do nothing, I can also just... use my Sherepot to kill the Cultivator, right? Like, if they do absolutely nothing. That's also incredible. Wow. Consumed by Greed is fantastic. Holy cow. Alright, well, let's play Carrot Cake then. And then we can just use Consumed by Greed now. Draw a card. Scry. I wonder if they have an instant speed disenchant effect here because they're tanking here. Like a Paw Patch formation, maybe? Also, I don't know. It's like, do I want one of these creatures back? Not really, right? I don't know if I want to give them a random card here relative to what I have. I actually will take this land. I don't want to... I think I have a lot to do with my mana, so I just want to make sure that I just keep doing things. And so we'll play the Swamp for the turn, and then we can just... actually, I'm going to wait on this because the ability to draw a card triggers only once each turn. So I'm going to wait on that. And then just use Consumed by Greed here. Baker's Bane Duo. Alright. They have a 4-5 here. They didn't sack the food, which is a heads-up play by them. I'm just going to make them sack this 4-5. Not get anything back. We are getting plenty of value here. They have 2 cards available. Let's tick this up. All right, we get to draw a card. Ooh, Warren Elder, also fantastic. And then I also have Caretaker's Talent, which allows me to pump all my tokens. So that might just be the best use of my mana, honestly. So let's go ahead and do that. Because I get to make 2 3/3s, and then I get to make another 3/3 end of turn with the Carrot Cake. And that allows me to draw a card here with the Caretaker's Talent. Because it triggers once each turn, right? So I do think this is what I want to do. I'm going to go up to 11, make another 3/3 token, draw a card. Whew. We are doing all the things. Doing all of the things. I really haven't had the opportunity to play much with the Caretaker's Talent. And let me tell you, big fan. Big fan. All right, I'll trade this Baker's Bane Duo off with a token. They're going to turn it into a 4/4 here. Oh, they're not. Okay, they're just making a 4/4 Sticky Tongue. Sure. I just feel like I can't really lose the late game, so whatever, you know, this is all fine. Now I don't think I need a land. Oh, Thornplate Intimidator's amazing. Wow. It's just another way to make a token. See why I like this card so much in Sealed, by the way? It's ridiculous. Look at this. Yep. All right. 1-0. Caretaker's Talent hard carried for us there. It drew us like 4 cards, and then we just had an army of 3/3s. All right. Let's go. Okay. 6 more to go. Let's just clean sweep. You know what the nice thing about this, too? I don't have to wait. Usually when I'm doing my normal draft videos, I have to wait a minute to get paired against somebody. But in this one, just everybody's ready to battle. All right, 2 lands on the draw, double planes, but I do have the Carrot Cake here, so I'm going to keep. We're just so likely to find land number 3 because we have, what, 3? We have basically up to 4 draw steps as at a land because we go on the draw, we have 2 draw steps, then we play Carrot Cake, and then if it's not a land, we can scry that to the bottom. So the odds of finding a land in 4 cards is extremely high. Now, of course, we just went spell, and now we're going to go Carrot Cake. And keep in mind, we also have Feather of Flight. So... see? Look at this. This is a trap. This is called Discipline. Boom. Right on the bottom. Alright, here's an interesting thing. I feel like the upside of just playing Strike Force and Darkstar Augur on turn 3 is just too high. So, is just too good. So what I'm going to do here is just I'm going to just draw for the turn. And of course, we are the unluckiest people in all of existence. It's fine. This happens. Unfortunate that it happens to us here. I'm really upset about what just happened, but I have to move on, right? So let's play Feather of Flight and hope we don't miss a land drop. Okay, we hit a land at least. Now this doesn't really block anything, so I'm going to attack and pass. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. So the way that we get back from this board here with all the menace creatures that they have available is honestly finding another land here to play Intrepid Rabbit. Yeah, so they have a... You know, the thing is, I never beat a good Lizards deck. It's just literally impossible. I don't think... I've just never done it. I've just never done it. It's... just doesn't happen to me. All right, well, let's see what they have. I guess I'll keep it. What do I want to block? Probably the 4/3. I'm not going to use Crumb and get it there. What is this deck? Just like black-red rares? I mean, I'm going to kill that thing. And... I mean, hopefully we draw land here for Season of the Burrow. Like... Oh, I can return a creep permanent and give it indestructible. Yeah, this is brutal. All right, we did draw Season of the Burrow, which definitely helps. Probably need to kill the 4/4 Menace Reach card and then make 2 tokens. That doesn't really completely get us out of this. I could just make them draw 2 cards and exile 2 things. No, well, let's see. No, hold on. We want to exile that. Maybe we make 3 tokens. Or do we get rid of the Battler as well? I'm going to make 3 tokens, I think. All right. Well, you know, honestly, the big reason why if we do lose this game is just, you know, we just missed our land drop. Like, they had a very, very great Lizard start, and there's just not much we can do. I don't know that I want to just throw away 2 creatures here, but we will take a good amount of damage here. So we're at 3 life here with the Hearthborn Battler in play. So that is a thing. Darkstar Augur obviously is completely unplayable here. I think the play is just to play Rabbit and just go even wider. I will attack with one of my tokens. All right, we're at 3 life. We can now double block the Ravine Raider with Crumb and Get It available. And then maybe Shrike Force plus Crumb and Get It also could be a way for us to potentially close out the game. I do have to be mindful that there are going to be sandbagging spells potentially to try to burn me out with the Battler. So it's really important for us not to get below 3. Like, if we get to 2, we're just going to die to the Battler most likely. And if the Ravine Raider attacks, it can attack as a 4/4, so I'm just going to double block here with the Rabbit and my token. I gotta save this Rabbit here. Now they can't attack me, at least. They have a couple of food, but that's okay. But at least they can't attack me. And the nice thing there is they didn't double spell. Right? They didn't double spell, which is a really, really nice thing. And for me, there's... Oh, wait a second. Oh, jeez. I messed that up. So this can attack as what? 4/4? All right. Yeah, I messed that up. The reason being is this counts for both players. So I probably should have played the bigger creature here in the Star Charter. In my mind, I was going to go, oh, I'm just going to play both of these things. But I can't. So this puts me in a pretty awkward spot. Puts me in an awkward spot. Now, we do have plenty of chump blockers, so we're not just dead, but we might have to make some unfavorable blocks here, depending on how they attack. Like, if they attack with both, what do I do? I don't know, we'll see what they do. What is this? Players can't gain life. Oh my gosh, I have 2 non-basic lands. That's insane. They also have 2 non-basic lands. Wow, that's ridiculous. That's insane. Okay. Well, we have Star Charter. Gonna play land. If they double spell, we're just dead. Looks like they're about to double spell. Oh well. Yeah. Yep. They had a very, very solid black-red combination of cards, and us missing a beat, even though we hit a land that turn, the fact that we couldn't play a creature that turn, it was literally just the decision point of winning or losing. And I am keeping that hand 10 times out of 10. If you think I should have mulliganed that hand, go back to school. Okay. I am on the draw here. We have a 1-drop, a 2-drop, and a 3-drop here. Great. And then I have a Consumed by Greed that I can use later. This is not the best Season Warren Guard deck, but just playing it, it's fine. I am playing the share pot. Thornvault Forager, that is fantastic. I could try to bluff a point of damage in, but I just don't know that it's worth. Like, Forager is very good, so maybe I should have. And we drew a couple lands here, so definitely need a little bit more action here to put the pressure on. What the hell? All right. Welcome to, you know, sealed deck. All right. I play my rare into my other rare. And, yeah, that's just going to be a thing that happens, I guess. Basically, the reason why, I'm just trying to play a little more defensively with a Phineas in play and just have multiple blockers in case they, like, kill my thing, my Moonrise Cleric, this is tapped, and then they play, like, a rabbit as well. So that's kind of the reason why I chose not to attack with the Warren Elder there. They can also attack me back for a decent amount if they kill the Cleric, so this is... I'm kind of having this here as a hedge to have a decent defensive creature. Because had I attacked, and then they played, like, a Banishing Light or something, then it's not great for me. Caretaker's Talent does not do too much here. Probably want to consume by greed. I think, again, I can just wait. The logic behind waiting here is I have inactive Warren Elder activation as well available. So it's really, really hard for them to attack me this turn. And then I just get a little more information before I try to fire off this Consumed by Greed. And I really do want to cast this Consumed by Greed, because what I want to do here is go Consumed by Greed. Jeez. I want to go Consumed by Greed, attack with Moonrise Cleric, and then Starseer Mentor. So yeah, let's kill this Seed Pod Squire now. So that the Phineas can't really attack me. If the Phineas does attack me, I still just have a good block. It's still a really good attack with the Phineas. Like, Phineas plus Head of the Homestead's obviously awesome. But, you know, this is the deck that our deck has to offer, right? It's like, we have a lot. We're fighting through, trying to fight through a lot here, but it's the best that we got. They're probably just going to take the 3 here. And then we're going to have to lean pretty heavily on Flyers and this Mentor activation to get us through. Yep, they took 3. Makes sense. Tree Guard Duo. Oh, no. This is a disaster. They get to draw a card, too? Oh, my gosh. Yep. Wait. This is a rabbit? I thought it was a frog. It's a frog rabbit. It's a frabbit. All right. Yeah, well, you know, sometimes you lose to Phineas. Sometimes. Yeah. And then they just played hop to it. Like how do you even get sealeds like this? It makes it annoys me a little bit. You know what I mean? Not a lot, but like a little bit. They don't have any secret reach, which is nice. All right. Well, they're not going to take three more damage here. That would be like suicide. Yep. The nice thing is at least the Mentor blocks, and then I do have a lethal attack in the air, and I'm at 24 life. So they do need to have some removal. Now, granted, the Phineas does have reach, but we'll see what they do. The Bushy Bodyguard does not do much because our game plan here is to attack with our Flyers. So they're gonna make a 4-3 here. Now, if they don't have removal, we can win this. That would be wild, wouldn't it? What is your last card? Oh my gosh, don't have a removal spell. Don't have a removal spell. I mean, I'm gonna make all the blocks that I need to make. I don't know. All right, so they're making a very, very aggressive attack. I'm gonna just make the blocks that I feel like I should make, and then just hope for the best. Okay, they made that attack. Phineas didn't attack because they needed to chump block, which is amazing for us, right? So now I attack with all 3 of these flyers. Phineas blocks Starseer Mentor. I gain a life. I can hit them for up to 7. But I don't think I'm going to do that. They're going to block the biggest creature. They're going to take 5 here. And then I'm going to play Darkstar Augur with Offspring. Because I can just trade off. I can just trade off the creatures. And there's no way I die unless they attack me, right? So if they attack me, I can use the Offspring card to just block whatever. So now they have to like discard a card or sack something, probably the 1/1 squirrel. And then we still just have a ton of flyers. Oh, we're going to beat this start. Potentially. That's crazy. The skies! The skies. To the skies. Alright, even if we reveal 2 5s, we go to 2. Oh no, I only have 1 5 I can reveal. GG! Wow. Our opponent just needed like a trick or a removal spell, and they would have gotten us. I actually thought we were going to lose this game. Like, I apologize to my opponent for complaining. At least they couldn't hear me complain. But I thought we were going to lose that game just based on Thornvault Forager into Phineas into Head of the Homestead on the play. That's really, really hard to beat. All right. You're just never going to win a die roll. All right, we are on the draw. It doesn't matter as much in sealed. I'm going to keep this. I have the 1-2 punch here, by the way. One of my favorite combos in the format. Jolly Gerbils plus Crumb and Get It. Now, they did play probably the best 1-drop or one of the best 1-drops in the format. Turn 1 Valley Mightcaller is absurd. Okay, they didn't have a 2-drop at least. So that is really, really good. Oh my god. What is this? Like, serious, what is this? This is disgusting. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is sickening. Maybe they don't do anything. Like, I don't even know how I'm supposed to beat. Like, Paw Patch Recruit is ridiculous. Especially with the Valley Mightcaller. That's so crazy. Is this Sonar Strike? Oh my gosh, I should have cast it before. I should have cast it before. I mean, this is just like a mind-bogglingly good start, but that was a big mistake on my part. It triggers off of frogs too. Like, what is this? Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh man. Like, any creature kills me. Yeah, I guess I should have done it. The big mistake there was the Crumb and Get It. That was a huge error. Looks like they had their own Crumb and Get It or Overprotect, so it wouldn't have mattered. Or Mabel's Metal. Yeah, okay. All right, you know what? I'm okay losing to the turn 1 Valley Might Caller, turn 3 Paw Patch Recruit deck. So, our last 2 opponents have been green-white decks that have played 2 rares in the first 3 turns of the game. I know it's sealed deck, but let's avoid that, okay? I don't want to see too much more of that. Granted, I did make a very big mistake there. I will own up to that. They would have saved their creature via the Mabel's Metal, so the game would have gone a little longer, but still. All right, here I will name black with the Uncharted Haven, just because we have the Consumed by Greed. We have 4 lands, though, so definitely want to run out the grotto as quickly as possible because I don't want to draw any lands. But, of course, there's like a priority list, right? Play your tap lands as early as possible into play like your permanents, etc., etc., etc. Saver was a fantastic draw. Amazing with Caretaker's Talent. Oh, and we drew Carrot Cake. That is ridiculous. Please Sonar Strike this. Thank you. Now I don't have to worry about a counterspell. Alright, if it's a spell, I'll keep, sure. I'll keep Star Charter. Pearl of Wisdom, okay. And do I want to draw a card off the Carrot Cake or get Star Charter going? I think I just want to play a big threat. Not 100% on that, though. Looks like we're playing against some kind of Esper control deck. They could have Vren. Bandit's Talent. I think Saver is the worst of the cards in my hand, even though I know it's really good with Caretaker's Talent. Nettle Guard. That's annoying. Is this when I lose life too? Oh, okay, yeah. So let's kill the Nettle Guard. And let's lose life. Let's kill this. And then let's attack. And then we get a trigger. And I don't want to upgrade this until I have a token in play. And let's get the Agate Blade Assassin. So next turn we can go like Carrot Cake plus Assassin, which is pretty nice. And we have multiple forms of card advantage, so it's putting our opponent in a pretty tough spot. And we have a removal spell for something gigantic, like if they play a Kestrel or something. I felt like I needed to kill the Nettle Guard, though, just because this is a good answer to the talent. Bandit's Talent, also the type of card that's a little bit better in sealed deck, just because the format's slower. Rotten Mouth Viper. What happened? They sacked the thing? You may sacrifice any. This spell costs 1 less for each. When it enters, or put a blight counter. Then for each blight counter, each opponent loses 4 life unless. I will lose 4 life, I guess. Alright. Play Carrot Cake. I don't want that. All right, and then we can... do we want to get something back? I don't really care about getting back a Jolly Gerbils, but I will cast this here because they're playing blue. I just want to make them sack. Attack. I mean, that's worthy of killing, right? So... next turn, we can tick up the Caretaker's Talent. Starseer Mentor is kind of annoying, yeah. And then copy this to draw a card. Feather of Flight is an interesting one. At the beginning of my end step. The awkward part here is I can't activate this unless I activate the Carrot Cake, but then I don't get to draw a card off the Caretaker's Talent. But I feel like looking at this is better than drawing the card. So let's go ahead and crack this anyways. It's bottom. And then I will play the Assassin and just pass. But this way I get the Star Charter activation. We whiffed. I guess I have to also look at how many creatures I have to hit with this. Because that was a little bit unfortunate. Let's discard this land, I guess, and then take 3. All right, so, I mean, this is somewhat interesting. I don't have any other way to get card advantage right now, which is unfortunate. I can put this on my Agate Blade Assassin just to see what I find, right? If I can find an answer for the Starseer Mentor, that'd be really, really nice. But I don't want to just throw away my Agate Blade Assassin here on the Starseer Mentor, right? So, given that we don't really have any other great plays, I think the best thing to do is level up Caretaker's Talent. Turn these into 3/3s. Can't attack just yet. And then 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'll hold this land in my hand. No attacks. Okay, Persistent Marshstalker from the opponent. I am not opposed to going for the double block here. I did just draw Crumb and Get It, which was a really, really good draw. But actually, let's see. What can I do? Well, I just play Warren Elder, right? They're at 14. Because I can just activate the Warren Elder. Depending on what they do. And I see. That's actually a fantastic block. So, given that, they only have one card. I probably should just use the Crumb and Get It. Yeah. And I don't want to give them a food, and I'll just play out my land. And yeah, I'll take Starseer Mentor. Great turn for us. Great turn for us. Finch formation. Solid draw. Oh, they can attack with the Intimidator, give it flying, and then attack with their Marshstalker too. Don't they have Threshold? I guess they didn't want to do that. Okay. All right. So, I have double activation available. I mean, this is a pretty easy attack with everything. Like, I could have not attacked with Star Charter, I guess, but I'd rather just... Like, I'm at this point, I'm fine having a trade with the other flyer, and then I still have the Mentor in play, and I have a great board, so... I mean, our opponent made the most... my guess is they didn't open the most powerful sealed pool, but they definitely made the most that they could with probably the pool that they had. Where did I pick up my second loss? Oh, right. There was... I was like, I have 2 losses already? I forgot about the game where I just didn't draw my 3rd land. And then I lost at a Paw Patch Recruit deck, which... Unclear. I might have been able to beat that if I played around the Sonar Strike. So wow, I actually didn't realize. I thought I had 1 loss. So now I'm just feeling a lot more nervous here. Definitely. All right, Gerbils into Nocturnal Hunger is also a very good combo. Gerbils actually... We have like 3 or 4 ways to give gifts. Which is pretty nice. Like, they could have had a counterspell here. But the thing is... Oh, you know what? They had a Mudflat Village. I should have played Warren Elder. I thought this was a swamp. Yeah. Oh, well. Alright, well, if I'm going to draw a land, I guess the Grotto is a fine one to draw. Yeah, so again... My thought process there was that they could have had a Saver, so I wanted to play a 2/2. But this is way worse because I don't have a 2/3 in play that can draw me a card with the Nocturnal Hunger. So I will take the 3 here and then offer Warren Elders as trades, just because I think I like the body on Strike Force a little bit more. Also, having this plus the Elder is pretty nice. Like, I don't know if I should be blocking both. Because it is a mana sink, and I'm kind of out of things to do. Long River Lurker, okay. That doesn't really change anything if they're going to attack with this Elder duo. I guess they're not going to. All right, so they've given themselves Threshold. And we drew another land. Okay. If this is how it's going to end, this is how it's going to end. I'm not going to pump this here. I want to keep up Nocturnal Hunger / activation on Worn Elder. If I keep up the activation on Worn Elder, they can't actually attack me. Now the question is, do I want to kill Thoughtshucker? I think they still draw the card, though. I actually don't know. I've never had that come up, so... I think that was a misstep on the opponent. And now we can attack. I mean, I'm still just going to leave this as an option here, just because it gives me the ability to cast Nocturnal Hunger too. And if they kill my Strike Force, I can block with the Elder and pump it, so that the Long River Lurker can't attack me. They do have Mudflat Village to get things back. I need to really stop drawing lands, though. Thornplate Intimidator would be a very nice draw. Okay. That was not bad. They have 3 cards in hand, though, which is very scary. Like, do I play into... They won't get me with the... They won't get me with Dazzling Denial. So I think I just play out the Mentor. Oh, they can get back Splash Lasher. No, it doesn't get back frogs, right? This is a frog. Alright, if they have like a Spell Gyre, like it's fine. You know what I mean? And I feel like if they had a removal spell, they probably would have killed my Strike Force. So I have no idea what they have. It could be like Season of Loss. Like they have 3 cards in hand. They didn't do anything. They didn't kill my things or play a creature or anything like that. Alright, so they gifted me a card. Sure. Okay. And then now they have a Bellowing Crier. Alright, so I do need to kill this. Do I want to use Savor on the Crier? Possibly? Just to use my mana? Yeah, I think so. Because I have the Worn Elder, too. Oh, never mind. Which of these do I want to kill? Well, I guess oh, I can't Savor this as a frog. I guess I can kill Thoughtshucker. Yeah, so I can go... Block here. Block here. This doesn't have ward, right? Okay. And then Savor this. Okay, so we take no damage. Thoughtshucker dies. We have Nocturnal Hunger, which we're going to use on the Mentor, and I don't want them to counter it. So, and I can take the damage here because I'm the aggressor. So let's kill that. And let's play out everything, and then let's play out Intrepid Rabbit. Definitely here. And this actually just gets in for more damage. If I do it here, this is 3-7 damage versus 6. Actually, maybe this is better. Yeah, this is better. It technically deals more damage, or I get to eat a Bellowing Crier. So it's 1 more damage by doing that, or I get to kill the Crier. And I would sacrifice that. I would totally just... Like, keeping this board clear is absolutely fine, right? Alright, let's sack this food. And then lose 3 life. And that's a Moonrise Cleric, too. So this gets in at least for 6 in the air. Yeah, this is pretty easy. Like all their creatures have to block or they die. So I just double pump here, and I have 3 creatures in play to... they're going to go to 2, and I'm going to have 3 creatures in play. Seems like a good spot to be in. All right, they have Mudflat Village to get back the Intimidator, I guess? The good thing is that they can't get back the Splash Lasher, so... I will say, you know, our deck's like mostly commons and uncommons. Feels like this will be a tough road to a trophy, but it's okay. We got this one, so we are at 4-2. Back is definitely against the wall, but at least if we pick up the next one, we get 1,000 gems. Oof. The rewards are not good if you don't make day 2. We got 3 more to go. Let's keep this going. Okay, opponent on the play. We did draw our rares. Actually, we do have rares. I just forgot we had them. All right, so opponent on the play. This hand's kind of slow, but I think I'm going to keep Season of the Burrow, Star Charter, Darkstar Augur, Bumbleflower, Sharepot, and 3 lands. I'm going to lead with the Haven here on black, probably. Although, I guess, no, yeah, because I have the Darkstar Augur, probably should lead on black. I know I have Season of the Burrow. I just feel like by the time I get to 5 lands, I should find a white source. And we already did in Plains off the top. So, easy black source on the Haven. Turn 2, Baker's Bane Duo from the opponent. In turn 2, I'm just going to run this out here. This is a pretty mana-intensive hand. So I'm just going to run everything out here. And, wow. Very aggressive start from the opponent. Certainly just going to run out a Darkstar Augur here. No shenanigans here. I just need to play things every turn. And if they play a 4-mana card here, it is an absolute beating, by the way. And I am so happy that they're sacking this Bell because they're not able to give all their raccoons +1/+1. So that's lucky for us. The Brambleguard Veteran will still be able to attack. If they have a removal spell, they have a removal spell. But at the very least, we're not taking 8 damage. Like, we could have taken 8 damage this turn. 2 from the duo and 4 from the veteran. And they play a 4-drop. Like, it's really hard to beat that start, I'll say. I'm just snap blocking. Whatever. That's fine. Now I will play Star Charter. Another question here is just, yeah, I'm about to take infinite damage here. Like, actual infinite. I'm not going to throw my creature away for nothing. Yeah, this is rough. I get to return this with an indestructible. That doesn't seem very good. I know it's like, obviously I don't want my opponent to draw cards, but I got to do what I got to do, right? Next turn, I'm going to be really focused on adding a bunch to the board. What happens here? Oh, they're splashing blue. I see. Let's chump. Consumed by Greed is interesting. I can get back... Although getting back Darkstar Augur doesn't seem particularly good. I could just play the Worn Elder and leave up activation plus Consumed by Greed. Yeah, let's just do that, actually. And then this gives us a shot to draw a land to offspring this. Although offspringing this isn't that great when they have 2 food in play. Let's see what they do. I would love if they Polywallop off the Sentinel. But I don't think that's going to happen. It looks like a fight spell or bite spell with... Oh, we'll see what they do. Okay. Well, I will block here, and I will block here. I mean, I feel like I should pump. I mean, I'm on the back foot. I just kind of have to do the most obvious things. Like, obviously, they can have something here. Oh, what even was that? Okay. Man. They have 2 cards in hand still. Yeah, I don't have a choice. I just gotta play this out. I mean, a 4-3 on this board is technically fine. And then I can sack this food to gain some life. Like, if they have a removal spell, I take 4. And then I have Consumed by Greed. Okay. Daggerfang Duo, sure. Curious what their last card in hand is. Oh, they hit Iridescent Vine Lasher into Bonebind Orator. Okay. Here's my question. Like, do I do this trade? If I block, I stay at 5, then I go to 8. Then I use Consumed by Greed and get back something else. I guess the Intimidator? 3. I mean, I just can't really be taking that much damage here, probably. That is not a bad draw. Glide Dive Duo here. It keeps the orders at bay. I take 3 here. Now, the question is that better or worse than using Consumed by Greed? The issue with Consumed by Greed is that it gives them an extra draw. I guess I'll go with the Duo here. If I draw a land, I can go Share Pot into something else. Alright, well, obviously we're snap blocking here. So they can get back the Vine Lasher, which is quite nice. As that's a way to kind of burn us out. And we're at 5 life here. Is there a way that we can get something back that gains us life? Not really. Now they're at 10. Also something to keep in mind. Now they can get back something at instant speed, which is very big. They can also choose to gain a bunch of life. So I think the only play right now is just to kill the Daggerfang Duo. And I have to keep the Glide Dive Duo back to block. Because they're going to get back the Iridescent Vine Lasher. Yeah. And honestly, that might just kill me. I probably would have sacked a food if I was them. Like, they have 2 in play. But without a way to gain life, I'm just going to lose to the landfall triggers. Yeah, this is kind of rough. Like, they can get back anything from their graveyard. But I feel like I need to get something back anyway, so I don't really have a choice but to play this. And let's get back, I suppose, the Intimidator. That was actually a nice one. That was actually really nice. I'm at 3, so I think I can hold off on this. And I'd rather just use my mana a little bit better. So I will kick this because it's going to be... I'll just go to 1. I'm just going to keep the Glide Dive Duo back just to have just enough blockers here. And the next turn I can go Carrot Cake and gain life and try to stay out of reach of the Iridescent Vine Lasher. Now, they can even bounce their Vine... Oh! I forgot about that line. They can bounce their Vine Lasher and then play it with Offspring and then play a land, and that's 3 damage. Oh, jeez. They discarded a Daggerfang Duo? If their last card is a land, I think we just lose. We'll see what happens. Did they see the line? Oh! They didn't! We were just straight up dead! We were literally straight up dead. If they picked up their Vine Lasher and cast it with Offspring and then play the Hidden Grotto, we were just dead. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that was big. We have a chance. We legitimately have a chance now. What are they going to do? Are they going to pick up a land? Maybe. Yeah, that's not a bad one to pick up. But then they shouldn't have played the land right away. And now we drew Caretaker's Talent. Okay. We can still sack the food. We can still sack the carrot cake. I don't want that. Okay, Strike Force. I obviously need to gain the life here. I can do it on upkeep, I think. Let's see. Yeah. I can do it on upkeep. But I can copy something. I would like to copy Thornplate Intimidator, I believe. Okay, so we're going to have 4 blockers in play, so I think I can make a fairly aggressive attack here with the 2 creatures on the left. Wow, this is a close one. Okay. All right, they're going to sack a food here, it seems. Okay. So I want to do it on their turn so that I can still trigger their Caretaker's Talent again. All right, they're at 6. All right. Saver, yes. 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 All right, I'm at 4. I'm at 4. Did our opponent throw away the game? We're at 2. Oh my gosh, what a game. Bone Cash Overseer doesn't do it. We can tick this up and hit for everything? Let's kill this. Let's draw a card. Yes! Yes! Oh, that is insane. We were literally dead on board. We were literally dead on board if they did the thing that I said. Oh my gosh. Hey, look. It's just like you just gotta hope your opponent messes up somehow. That's a tricky line to see, right? That's a tricky line to see. It's like, how do I deal 3 damage to my opponent? And because of that, did I need to play differently, or did I just need to hope that they didn't have a land? I don't know. I really don't know. But I wanted to put as much on the battlefield as possible to make it hard for them to attack. But it's okay. We still need to win 2 more. We have an okay deck. It's not a fantastic deck. It's an okay deck for sealed. On the draw, 2 lands. Need some lands here. But we do have Savor to play as an early interactive spell, along with a Worn Elder that we can play early. So if we can just rattle off a few lands in a row here, obviously, that would be great. Turn 1 Flowerfoot Swordmaster is a little terrifying. It is. That's scary. For now, I'd rather just have a creature in play here and then save the Saver. Okay, this is fine. Okay, didn't find a land, but now we're going to try to surveil for a land. We'll put that in the yard. Do I want to just play a 3-2 here, or just use Saver? I'm going to just play a 3-2. This sets us up nicely because then next turn we'll have a creature in play for Crumb and Get It plus Saver. And they didn't play anything, which is good for us. I guess I attack. And I guess I just pass. I don't want to run this into a counterspell, and I'd rather just have like Saver up plus Crumb and get it. Okay. And I will kill this now. Banishing Light. Okay. All right, I guess now we run out the Darkstar Augur. Yeah. We need to get some card flow going. We're at 17 life. They've already used 2 of their removal spells. All right, let's hit a land. Yes! Okay. Things are looking very, very nice for us now. Let's attack with Darkstar Augur. And I kind of want to do my best to play around counter magic for now. So I think I'm going to play the Assassin here and play Double Spell. Like, I'm going to play this in the Bumbleflower Sharepot. If they counter the Sharepot, so be it, right? But it just lets me still put things into play without just getting Dazzling Denialed. And this also gains me some life, so it's not that much worse than Moonrise Cleric, especially because we have Crumb and Get It in our hand. Oh, we hit another land. Darkstar Augur. Pulling through. Pulling through. That is not good for them. That becomes a 3/3, correct? Yes, correct. This is kind of a beating. I can't play the Star Charter. I'm gonna just play the creature that hits the hardest. How about that? And we even have an active Sharepot, so if they just play something big, I can just kill it. I can also kill one of these Banishing Lights if I want a +1/+1 effect on the rabbit. So, things looking quite good here for us. Thistledown Players is an okay card. And Blacksmith's Talent, okay? We hit a 5-drop, okay? All right. All right. We are in our win and in. We were like 2-2. We've won, I believe, like 4 matches in a row. We are now 6-2. We've gotten almost all of our gems back. We are playing for day 2. Let's go. Okay. Why am I always 6-2? Come on. Can we just go first with just a good mana curve? Darkstar Augur turn 3. Come on. Let's have it come together for us. Let's have it come together. Opponent on the play. Our hand is fantastic. We have no removal, but we have a bunch of cheap things to cast, so can't complain. Our opponent also kept their hand, so we are in for a reasonable game of Magic the Gathering. I think I'm going to play a turn 2 Agate Blade Assassin here over the Carrot Cake because this gets triggered by the Caretaker's Talent. So that is the plan. Turn 2 Otterball Antics. That's always a little bit scary. I'm going to play the Assassin here. Turn 3 Caretaker's Talent into turn 4 Carrot Cake. Actually, Carrot Cake Sack probably. Turn 3 Druid of the Spade? What? That was kind of unexpected. Because that can mean lots of damage. I believe I'm going to kill it. And let's attack. Like, this is nice, but I don't know that I have to do it right away. All right, they took it. That's good. I'm going to play Intimidator here. The reason being is next turn I can go Caretaker's Talent plus Carrot Cake and still draw the card. So I just want to have a big creature in play because this does block the Otter on the left pretty well. They're taking a lot of damage, which is a little bit scary, but the fact that I'm still able to attack with the Agate Blade Assassin every turn is nice because I get to drain them for 1. If they play a big creature, yeah, that's annoying, but then that means they're not attacking me for a bunch this turn. Baker's Bane Duo, okay. All right. Hey, that wasn't that bad. Like, that was a solid turn, but they didn't attack me for 1,000,000, right? Oh my gosh. We just drew Season of the Burrow. We just drew Season of the Burrow. How good is that here? I think we just wait until they play another big creature. They have a Corpse Buried Cultivator already. But I think this is probably an okay turn to try to set up my Caretaker's Talent. Because now, if I go Caretaker's Talent plus Carrot Cake, next turn I can, like, kill 2 things, make a token, and still draw a card off Caretaker's Talent. So let's go ahead and do that. At this point, I'm more interested in finding removal spells. So I don't think I want Strike Force. Like, Strike Force is fine. But I want to find more impactful things to interact with what my opponents can play here, because we're looking at a lot of cards here. Pawn Prophet, so really good setup here from the opponent as well. Is this a Polywallop? It looks like a Polywallop. Okay, that is big. That is a lot of damage coming in. We will take 9 damage. We will take 9 damage. All right. This is an absolutely huge turn. What do I want to do? They have 1 card left. That is the good thing. Agate Blade Assassin will certainly attack. I can copy a token. This is definitely a turn where I should play Season of the Burrow. But let's copy this token first to see what I draw, I think. Okay, that's a Feather of Flight. I mean, I definitely want to kill the Cultivator. The question is, do I just want to make 1,000,000 tokens just because I have Caretaker's Talent? Probably. Do I have anything in my graveyard to get back? I don't. Yeah, okay. Next turn, we have Caretaker's Talent available. As long as they don't play like an overrun. Well, that's also very good, obviously. Fake on Green Shell into... Okay. We'll take it. I mean, do we just have lethal here? Like, what if I just activate this? I don't see any... Like, this has got to be better than doing anything else. So let's do it. So 3, 6, 7. Yep, we'll just let this all happen. Now I will pass. I'm at 8 life, but I have a Carrot Cake available. Calamitous Tide is fantastic, absolutely. This thing has reach too, randomly. But if they attack me, that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna... Carrot Cake. I do want that card. Absolutely. Okay, we will use Savor on Baker's Bane Duo. Okay. Okay. Let's attack. Come on. Yes! First try once again. Wow. First try once again. We had some stumbles and some fumbles along the way. Picked up 2 losses early. We got mana screwed once. And then we lost to the Might Caller plus the Paw Patch Recruit. But man, that feels good. You know the best part about this is I get to edit this and upload it, and then I can spend the rest of the day with my family. Instead of, you know, there's plenty of people that go, bro, I just like, I like fired like 4 or 5 bullets. I used 10,000 gems, and I am sad. But I finally got to day 2. We did it on the first try. We did it on the first try. We did it again. I really thought our deck was very solid. Our deck was good. Caretaker's Talent was incredible in this deck. Season of the Burrow was amazing here. Darkstar Augur was fine. We had a solid curve. I like the interaction that we had. I like the decision to play the 1 Bumbleflower Share Pot, which typically is just not a card you play in most decks unless you're black-green or you have Builder's Talent. But noting that not only do we have Darkstar Augur where we want to keep our curve low, so we chose to play this over early winter, but it also synergizes with Caretaker's Talent. So I just felt like it had, and the Season Warren Guard. So I felt like there was just enough, you know, with the Mentor and the Star Charter, where it was worth it to play the 1 copy of this to have as our kind of removal effect number 5. And it all worked out. This deck had some decent synergies. It had some good late game with Season of the Burrow and the Intimidator. And I'm thrilled to be able to make day 2, 7-2, into day 2. The redemption arc for Bloomburrow draft starts here. Okay, we have now made it to the second day. We now have the opportunity to redeem ourselves after the train wreck that was draft number 2 of the previous Arena Open. For those of you that don't know what happened, I was 4-0 in my first draft. I was in an incredibly good position to make money. I needed to pick up 2 wins before I picked up 2 losses to at least get $500. And I ended up with one. Actually, I ended up with the worst deck that I've ever drafted in this entire format. In an archetype I didn't try before in blue-white, and ended up going 1-2. We had some competitive games, but that stuck with me for a while. I'm not gonna lie. This is the only real competitive event that I play in, and so that one really hurt. That hurt for like an entire week after that happened. So I'm gonna try to make up for that loss and try to do better in this draft. Now, we have a lot of matches to play though. It's best 2 out of 3 draft. We have draft number 1, which you're going to see tomorrow, and I need to go 3-1 or 4-0 to make it into draft number 2. Once I make it into draft number 2, if I was 4-0, I have a loss to give. I can go 4-1 in the second draft and make $2,000. However, if I'm 3-1, then the first loss I pick up, I'm eliminated. So it makes it really, really tough. So the idea is just keep winning matches, don't lose, because the moment you pick up your second loss, you are out of the tournament. So, hoping for some really good opens. Really excited that I was able to make the second day on my first attempt here. I get to just chill out, maybe do a couple of practice drafts just to get ready for tomorrow, and it'll be excellent. Anyways, thank you for joining me on this ride. This ride is only beginning. We have hopefully 2 more drafts to go, and hopefully we end this weekend $2,000 richer. If you've enjoyed this content, hit that like and subscribe button. Would really, really appreciate it. If you've enjoyed all of this content and wanted to support the channel, another great way to do so is through my Patreon. Shout out to all the patrons. It's patreon.com/paulcheon. All kinds of different membership benefits. Make sure you check out all the benefit tiers on the link. Additionally, this video is brought to you by tcgplayer.com. If you want Magic the Gathering singles or sealed product, check them out. Click that affiliate link in the description below. Also, they have an instructional video series called Edge, which you should also check out, which is channelfireball.com/edge. These are the best Magic players in the world looking to make all of you better, way better than I am. So make sure you check them out. And then, of course, last but not least, check out heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order off all Magic the Gathering products and supplies. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we open something sweet tomorrow.